You're listening to Operation Self Reset. Let's get it started. What is going on, you freaking awesome people? Welcome back to Operation Self Reset. My name is Jake Naraki, coming to you live from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where each and every week we try to improve and become a little bit better. Now, if you notice, this is my second podcast in a row in a long time. If you are a new listener, I've been doing this show for well over probably 6 years now. If you were a seasoned listener, you know that I've been doing a good job until as of late. I took a hiatus of about 6 months or so. Regardless, here I am back in action, and it shows. Take a break. Never quit. Here we go. So today we're going to be talking about Mr. Rogers. Now, Mr. Rogers was an individual that had a TV show on a free channel here in the United States called PBS, and his show was about helping and changing kids one at a time, and along the way supporting and helping families become more patient, more understanding that they're worthy, understand that they're here to make an impact in the world. And he was a very soft-spoken, very kind, very gentle person, and it brought out a lot of those characteristics in a lot of the children that he served by doing his TV show. Now, if you're an old warrior, if you're an old man or woman and you've been through some stuff, well, maybe this will enlighten you. And if you're a young soul that is still on the journey of life, then hopefully this will inspire you to kind of awaken what it is that you are here to accomplish. Now, the reason why I bring that up is because Mr. Rogers was an individual that really had passion and knew if he could help and change children, he knew the direction of the world would change with him. And the funny part is, there's a lot of people that didn't believe in his mission. A lot of people didn't think that having a free TV show dedicated to children would help children actually change. And when it came time for his TV show to shut down because funding was minuscule and he didn't have the resources available to get his message out to the world, he actually sat in front of Congress. Congress is basically the government here in the United States, asking for funds to support his mission in changing children, in changing families. And if you have a chance, feel free to type into the YouTube machine Mr. Rogers talking with Congress about getting funding for his TV show. And it was really enlightful and it was really impactful to see a man that was so dedicated to his craft, not of making money, not of being famous, not of impacting the world with technology and glitz and glamour, but truly impacting the souls of children that are so young that they don't really even know what's going on. But he knows by grooming that plant, by giving it sun and water and giving it love, these plants, as in those children, could grow into something wonderful. And the reason why I bring up Mr. Rogers isn't to remind you of how awesome this guy was, but to share with you a little quote that he stated that I think will awaken everybody's idea of where they are and where they want to go and who they are and who they potentially could be. And so I'm going to read to you guys a little excerpt here of his book. His book is called You Are Special, Words of Wisdom for All Ages from a Beloved Neighbor, because Mr. Rogers sang a song of Won't You Be My Neighbor. And so here's his little excerpt from his book. As human beings, our job in life is to help people realize how rare and valuable each one of us really is. That each of us has something that no one else has or ever will have. Something inside us that is unique to all of us all the time. It's our job to encourage each other to discover that uniqueness and to provide ways of developing its expression. Now, that quote, that idea is pretty traditional. It's pretty understanding. It's words that we've all heard before, but like I stated in this podcast a long time ago, everything that you hear on a personal development podcast or a podcast designed for your health or your well-being, spiritual side, business side, or what have you, has been around for a very long time. The fundamentals are what they are. They're fundamentals. A car that has an engine will work the same way to some degree as an engine from the first engine ever was created. We understand that you need to put fuel into this metal block, and that metal block turns different things, and of course over time they advance and they get smoother and they get better and they go faster and all those different types of things. But regardless, that engine moves a vehicle. It moves like a box of metal down the road on wheels that are round. We can all agree that the fundamentals are pretty much somewhat true from the beginning to where they are today. The same applies to these words of wisdoms from amazing individuals who speak on large stages of tens of thousands of people, to myself sitting here alone in my office talking to you on this podcast. The fundamentals are the same. And what Mr. Rogers is saying is that we all have something inside that is unique. It's only unique to us, and we need to make sure that we bring out the uniqueness not only in ourselves, but in the people around us. And that is a powerful statement. It's easy to say we are all unique and we're all powerful and we all have things to give and we should bring out those good positive vibes to everybody else. But unfortunately, why is it that it's so hard to do? The things that are easy to do are also easy not to do. And it's easy to think about how it is to be an individual and to be unique and to bring your best. But it's also easy not to do in a chaotic world of Amazon taking time away from you buying things, or YouTube filling your brain up with either useless, funny, or enjoyable material, or these distractions that we have. And for me, I don't think it's the distractions that hold us back from bringing out our uniqueness. I don't think it's distractions that hold us back from what we potentially can be. What I personally believe that holds all of us back is jealousy. Is jealousy of looking at other people and other things and other moments and other experiences and reflecting back on ourselves. And jealousy is a very sharp word. It's a word that you can cut yourself on. It's a word that if you are jealous of somebody, it can really irritate you. It can really kind of turn your stomach. It can really keep you up at night. It can distract you from the path that you should be on as opposed to the path that you are currently on. And jealousy is one of those facets that we put other people on these pedestals around us. And we think to ourselves that, you know what, I'm not really that unique, but you know who is unique? Arnold Schwarzenegger, or Kim Kardashian, or these U2, the music's guys, Justin Bieber, all these celebrities and all these people that we hold to a high regard. Those people are the world changers. Those people are unique. Those are the people that I strive to become. And when you start to think of these things, objects, people, ideas, bigger than you, it only shrinks you. If you think of things that are bigger than you, it will only shrink you. It will not implode yourself. It will not allow you to grow. It will not allow you to see what is bigger. And I apologize, a little deviat there. I said it will not allow you to implode yourself. It actually will allow you to implode yourself. It will allow you to hold back on the potential that is within. Now, it's easy for me to sit here and to talk about all the great things that you have going on. But little do I know that maybe you're in financial ruins. Maybe you broke up in a relationship, got a divorce, your children are astray, they don't want to talk to you, you have no friends, your family has deserted you, maybe you're on your own, maybe you're on this island all by yourself, and the only thing you have is your cell phone that can get my podcast to you, and you're thinking to yourself, Jake, you don't get it. You don't understand where I am in my life. And it's easy for you to say, bring out your uniqueness and share your uniqueness with others and inspire others to bring out theirs. But you, Jake, don't understand where I am coming from. Well, it's funny you say that because I am human like you. I am not perfect. I have had financial ruins. I have had issues. I've had peak moments with relationships, and I've had really bad moments in relationships, not only with my wife, but friends, relatives, and we've all been there. We've all had those moments. Nobody is truly perfect. The individuals that we have as this regard of our heroes or people that influence the world, and they're unique and I'm not, and all these things that we put on these people and we raise them up so high, they are like you. They are not perfect. They have bad days. They have days where they just can't deal with it. They have days where they freak out and they panic. They have anxiety and then they're depressed and then they have some coffee and then they're energized and they think they can take on the world and then the coffee crash starts to dissipate and they're in this washing machine of getting sloshed around of all these emotions just like you and myself. It is very hard to wake up every day and say, gosh, I'm so happy I'm alive. I'm going to change the world and bring my best self. And then you get a flat tire. And then you forget to do an assignment for school or work, or you screw up, you mess up, you say something inappropriate to somebody, you post the wrong thing on social media, you take out your anger on a loved one, and then you kick your dog at the end of the day, and you think to yourself, man, I had good intentions of waking up today and being my personal best, but unfortunately, it did not happen to that regard. So my duty is to awaken the person that is inside the what if. The what if you were to wake up every single day energized and feeling great and losing weight and you had all the friends and you had all the family, you had all the love, you had all the joy every single day of your life. Would that be amazing? Yeah, it would be amazing for a while. And then you know what would happen? You would get complacent. You would get in a groove. You wouldn't find it exciting. You would want something different. If all you had was ice cream, would you want to wake up the next day and have more ice cream? Probably not. If I was to have the sun shine on you every single day of your life, chances are you would get sick of that sun after a while. If I was to put you on an island or a beachfront, sitting there sipping a pina colada and having the sea breeze blow through your hair, you're next to a palm tree overlooking the ocean, but you're by yourself and you're enjoying it, would you like that every single day? No, you wouldn't, because we like variety. And as much as we think to ourselves, I don't want to be depressed anymore, I don't want to have anxiety, I don't want to be negative, I want to be positive, and all these keywords that we throw around all the time, in reality, we do want that. We all strive for that, but it is good for a little bit of variety to come into our lives. Because the variety is what shows us how delightful that ice cream really is. That variety shows us how wonderful that sun feels on our skin after a terrible, terrible winter. Variety reminds us of how amazing it feels to fall in love or to feel love or to be in company that is loving. If you don't have that, you cannot bring out the joyful side. And getting back to Mr. Rogers of bringing our uniqueness and being kind and wonderful and gentle and supporting other people, it reminds us that these statements that have been talked about for years and years and years, for hundreds of years and centuries and decades, of kindness and being joyful and understanding that you have great things to give, is the variety statement. That by all these things, and by me saying this again to you, is the variety statement that maybe you need right here and right now. Is for you to get back into being kind, is for you to get back into leaning on other people and supporting them and understanding that they are unique and they have great things to share with the world. And of course, the variety for you to awaken and go, you know what? I am good enough. I'm great enough, and gosh darn it, people like me, whatever that quote is. But it's the truth, though. Variety is what keeps us moving in the direction. And yes, it stinks when we fall off the wagon, we get on the wrong path. It stinks when we fall and hurt ourselves. It stinks when everything around us crumbles, but it is the variety of life. If all you had was vanilla to eat, vanilla would taste pretty nasty after a while. That's why Baskin Robbins, an ice cream store, has 31 plus flavors, variety, for you to change it up. And so when you think of yourself and you critique me and you think, Jake, you don't understand me, you don't understand where I've been or where I'm going or the things that I've seen or witnessed or experienced, well, I applaud you in understanding that you have been some places. I applaud you for understanding that maybe where you're at right now is not the most ideal place, but I applaud you for listening to this podcast and understanding that the variety is the key. The variety is what allows us to ebb and flow and to zig and zag in life. And that's why we're here, to experience all these emotions, to experience all these experiences. And the question is, are you willing to have life control you, or are you willing to control life? And even though you may not be able to control that horse of a life that we all want to control and the positive side, sometimes that horse is going to run over to the negative side at time to time. But the cool thing is you have the reins. The cool thing is you're in control. And the cool thing is you can direct that horse on where you feel is the right place to go. Unfortunately, I don't have all the answers for you. Unfortunately, I don't have all the wisdom to throw at you, and hopefully it sticks, and then you go out there in the world and you're saying, you're awesome, I'm awesome, everybody's awesome. But the reality is, we're all in this because we're here to experience life to its fullest and understand that I am different than you. And by me being different allows me to share an experience, my wisdom, my ideas to you to wake up your own uniqueness, to go out there and to serve the world. And I think that's pretty radical in itself. And so circling back here, Mr. Rogers, Won't You Be My Neighbor, has allowed us to realize, to be kind, to be gentle, to be patient, to be loving, to be helpful, to be a friend, has allowed us to realize that what we're doing here is to do all those things, but also to understand that the variety of life is really where it's at. And so that ends our show for today. I appreciate your time. I'm going to continue these podcasts from here on out. I appreciate your gratitude. I appreciate your generosity in a form of a review on iTunes. And if there's anything that I can do for you, please feel free to email me, jake@operationselfreset.com. And until next time, be freaking awesome. We'll see you guys.